So I thought, I love it so much, like to the point where I even have like a little keychain. It's just... Okay, my name is Nadia and welcome back to my YouTube channel where I cook things and sometimes I make mistakes, but that's okay because we learn things from those mistakes. One thing that I always crave no matter what and I'm always in the mood for is bubble tea. So I figured I'm gonna give it a shot. So this week I'm gonna try making bubble tea from scratch. We're gonna be making a taro milk tea. I'm talking taro and pearls, the whole thing from scratch. And a brown sugar milk tea, again, pearls and everything completely from scratch. I've never done this before. We're gonna see how it goes. I've done some research, so hopefully it goes according to plan. But again, you never know, and that's okay. On that note, let's get cooking. First things first, I'm gonna wash and peel my taro root. I honestly thought this was gonna be really tricky to find, but surprisingly my local grocery store carried it. I'm gonna chop it into chunks, and like we did with the potatoes a few weeks ago, I'm gonna place these in some cold water and bring it to a boil. Once I can stick a fork in it, I'm gonna strain it and set it to the side. Next, I'm gonna make my tapioca pearls. So for this, you need to combine 6 tablespoons of tapioca flour. I just found this one at Bulk Barn. And then add 1 tablespoon of boiling water. So you might be wondering why I have 2 separate bowls going on, and that's because I want to dye 1 black and 1 pink. Through my research, I found a lot of recipes that added black food coloring to their recipes. So I thought, well, why not like mix it up and add some other colors, and pink just so happens to be my favorite color, so I'm gonna add it and see how it turns out. So I guess we'll associate the blue side of my sweater with the black food coloring and the white side with the pink food coloring. So here we go. I just used a fork to combine mine and I added extra water as needed. You don't want to add too much, otherwise it's just going to kind of have this melting consistency and you're not going to be able to shape it. But you also don't want to add too little because then when you're rolling them, they're just going to crumble. It should have a dough-like consistency, so once you get to that point, just roll it out into a string and then cut it. You can eyeball this part or you can use a clean ruler and cut every centimeter. Just be mindful of the size of your pearls because you want to make sure they fit through your straw. To cook the pearls, I'm going to bring a few cups of water to a boil. I'm going to let them boil for about 15 minutes, but feel free to adjust the time depending on if you like them hard or chewy. And then turn the stove off and let them rest for a few minutes. Don't mind the black water, it's just the food coloring coming off of the pearls. It is kind of ever so slightly combining with the pink, like there's a little black outline if you look really closely. So I think next time I'm just going to be mindful and boil them in separate bowls. I'm going to be using the pink pearls in a taro milk tea, so after I strained them, I added them to a bowl with a little bit of cold water and a few teaspoons of sugar. You can obviously adjust the sweetness to your liking. I'm going to be using the black pearls in a brown sugar milk tea. So to prepare them, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of water and 4 tablespoons of brown sugar and just coat them in that so they're nice and sweet. For the taro, they usually use a white tea, but I actually found a black tea that's a vanilla nut cream flavor, so I'm going to steep that, and I think it's going to pair really nicely with the taro. For the brown sugar milk tea, I actually bought this dark roasted milk tea that Chai Time makes like ages ago in this random convenience store, and I figured now would be a good time to try it out. So I'm going to steep that and use it in my drink today. I wonder what taro tastes like.
Not my face.
Oh my god. It's not that it tastes bad, there's just no flavor. Less flavorful than a potato. I'm gonna blend the taro with the steep tea that I put in the fridge to cool and a little bit of sugar and some milk. Some sugar. I'm gonna add my pink pearls to a glass and pour the taro on top. And there we have it. I'm gonna do the same thing with the black pearls, just add them to a glass, syrup included. That didn't glaze the sides at all. What in the world is this? Add the chilled tea. It just looks brown. And some milk. It's not bad. Like it looks like okay. It's taste test time and I'm pretty excited to try these. The taro milk tea looks absolutely nothing like taro. It's not purple. The pink pearls turned out quite nicely. I do really like them a lot. Let's try it. Oh, it's so thick. It's not my favorite. The consistency definitely needs to be thinner. It's way too thick. My pearls are okay. Like it tastes fine. I think it needs a little bit more sugar because the taro itself is doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. I think I'm gonna give this one like a 7 out of 10. It's okay. So next we have the brown sugar milk tea. This one I think it's gonna be a lot better. Consistency wise, it's spot on. I also use the Chai Time tea, so I think that's really gonna help it in the taste category. The pearls look good. Again, they just gave off this like black color, which threw the whole thing off, kind of made it look like brown. The brown sugar syrup didn't thicken up as much as I thought it would, but I know the flavor is still gonna be there. It just doesn't have that nice little like swirl effect going on. Let's try this one. This one's not bad. It genuinely tastes like I got it at a bubble tea shop. Not to brag. My pearl sizes are like a little bit too big, so it's a little tricky to get them through the straw, but the taste is there, it's good. This isn't a drink that I usually order when I go to bubble tea, but I mean, it's pretty good and I might give it a shot. You never know. I'm gonna give this one like a solid 8 out of 10. It's not bad. I've made bubble tea at home before, but I used a kit that one of our friends got us. So it had pre-made pearls that you just kind of had to boil, and then it had like an instant taro powder, so you just kind of had to add it to your liquids, and that was really yummy. I really liked making it at home. Making it completely from scratch is obviously a lot of work. It's very tedious, and I don't have a sophisticated technique for any of this. So it probably took me a lot longer than it might for some people. Like with anything, it's always really rewarding to see your work kind of come together. Like, I am proud that I made these. Am I gonna finish drinking them? Like, I don't know. They're okay. But I mean, again, I did it. We learned something. We're gonna go to bubble tea shops to get our bubble tea. I think that's the conclusion here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like seeing these kinds of videos, let me know. Or if you have any other suggestions, just drop them down below. I'll see you guys next Friday. That's me in the back, because I can't figure out my camera angles right now. I'm gonna have to reorganize my room. And I've also just accepted the fact that my hands are gonna be black and pink for a little while because I've run out of gloves. Maybe that will work a little bit better. Sure. Not at all. They didn't fall apart? They didn't fall apart either.